Well, Helsputh the pyromancer came to Lakenhearth. We seem to have gotten into the habit of killing wizards. Now we have another one for the list. It's time for Dungeon Dads.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. You're listening to the Dungeon Dads. Every war must end. As always, I'm your DM, Tom Blaylock, and I'm joined today, as ever, by Tim Carr playing Filnyr and the warlock with a heart of gold.
Greetings and salutations.
Awesome. And John Watson playing the wizard Ionus Silhavine. What's up, John?
Copying my abilities, man. Why you over-channeling shit on me? That's not right. I'm supposed to be special.
Over-channel. I shouldn't have called it over-channel. I should have called it something else, like crazy charge.
I was going to say like over channel plus.
Yeah. MGM plus.
Over channel V2.
Yeah.
Great to be here, dude.
And Sam Frank playing Schnobik the Bastard. What's up, Sam?
Happy to be back here with you guys.
So good. Incredible fight. Incredible episode. One of the funniest we've had in a while and should not have been.
And I will also say again for our Patreon subscribers, depending on how much Tim cut out, thanks for coming back and giving us another chance.
Giving us opportunity for this. Tim has still not listened or cut that episode
I have
yet.
no idea what Sam is talking about. I just sat down at the table.
I mean, it would be a little weird if 97 episodes in, people were finally like, these guys are too much. But after that one, it might happen.
It could happen.
Tell us with your words, not your dollars.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Give us. No, don't even give us those words. I don't think my fragile ego can handle it. Just let it peter out with us.
Stay subscribed or we'll do it again. Yeah. So that's sort of an opposite marketing.
That's the opposite.
More like hostage taking. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's what I think we're going to do today. You all have your building has been destroyed. All of the items in there are ruined. But you're alive. The town is recovering. The dwarves have procured all the materials now and have been building the, Lakenhearth Part 2, half a mile up the lake front. That is going very well.
Two Laken, two Hearth.
Two Laken, two Hearth. Yeah. And but so you're in this interesting situation where I think you have the headspace to do some recovery. You do know that Havis Corvair is a danger and is recently defeated. You don't really know what's going on with him there, but you've got, as far as I see it, 3 pretty big dangling issues. Havis Corvair is still a problem, right? You got what is it, Sam?
No, it's just you're addressing 3 guys, and you're like you've still got 3 big dangling issues.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, nice of you to say so.
Yeah. So Havis Corvair is still out there and is still, at the very minimum, planning nefarious things with the valley. You've got Florn Gershon, who is on a psychopathic
He's on the lamb.
tear. As far as you know, though, he has only been dangerous to you 3, right? Like,
except that he brought Helsputh in and she killed a whole bunch of people.
He brought Helsputh in. We talked a little bit about this, though. on the bonus after 96 is that, she is a known quantity to this town. She has been something that they feared, but also something that a person that has helped them along the hundreds of years of its existence. She's been around as long as they have sort of memory, like organizational memory of this town and this community. You are the interlopers, not her in this case. That said, the vast majority of the Lakenharthers seem to support you all and not the flying off, teenager who has just invited a pyromancer to kill 3 people who he could not kill on his own, right? Like that is, and some of them knew that Ionus is the reason why his parents are dead, and we're okay with it because they say war is shitty, and like we have constantly, people in this town have fought against each other on the battlefield. Like we move on because we are a town built by mercenaries, and that's just what we do. And he is not bought into the town ethos, clearly, right? So Florn's out there, and in a related matter, you have the Grumpsh, who is this sort of force of chaos out in the valley. And you kind of need those two things together. You need the Godstone to handle Grumpsh. All 3 of you have your own issues that you have knots that you want to tie. But as far as I can see, these are the 3 big.
We're not tying knots in our issues, Tom. I don't care how much they're dangling.
You want to circle up. You want to create the loop, is what I'm saying. So I am willing to sort of hand over the reins a little bit to you 3 to tell me what it is you want to do. If you want to rest, like all of those things, there's nothing that is pressing that someone's going to show up and slice your throats right now. You're fairly safe. You have just defeated one of the most powerful beings in this plane.
Well, I think after letting out Cutch and Sweet Lion and showing him Lakenhearth and trying to get him settled,
I forgot about Cutchin.
Yeah, I realize that I've brought, I bring him outside and I show him the Breen Valley because I see a bit of myself in him, right? He and I were both sheltered and now find ourselves free of our responsibilities out in the real world, let's say, quote unquote. And I realized
he knows that you were actually fated to be king of Hark City. That like powers were working to kill him and put you in power, and so he knows that.
He mentioned that he was surprised that I was the one that saved him.
Yeah,
but at this point, I just am trying to. He is a fish out of water. He has no idea what's going on, and I've got to take responsibility for him. But as we come outside, I realize our house is burned down, so I have nowhere to really take him. So Ionus is going to take Florn's library because it's Florn's stuff. He attacked and at any moment could come back if he has a secret spot in this library. And Ionus feels like we should commandeer this place and really explore it, find out what's there.
Tear it up.
Just find out if there's teleportation circles. I'm sure there are beds there. We can get other things moved there, but Ionus is going to want to set up shop in Florn's library.
No offense, but I'm never sleeping within 100 feet of either of you two ever again.
Well, no, you might be right, Schnobik. You being on the outside was a great benefit to us. Filnyr, I don't expect you to follow this plan either. I feel as if Florn doesn't have a place to come back to. then that leaves him less likely to get the jump on us.
I agree. We should make sure he doesn't have anything hidden in here that he can easily come back to. That said, his ability to move with that godstone is remarkable, and short of having a magical barrier around the area where we sleep, I'm not sure there's much we can do except not be where he expects us.
Does he expect us to be in his library? We could set up a watch.
A watch would be prudent. Or perhaps we search the library for things that are useful and move along.
What do we do with the sweet lion? I think strategically inadvisable, but it would be very funny if we killed him now.
All right. Ha 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 ha. He's just joking, cousin. He's joking.
I thank you. I'm just enjoying this food. It's just so much better than I thought it would be. He's still chomping down. He's been starving, by the way.
Well,
In the demi-plane?
In the demi-plane. There's no food in there.
yeah.
No
Okay.
water.
I screwed that up.
I'm just impressed you got him out, you know?
Yeah, right.
Because I would have screwed that up.
I had that 8th level spell slot saved during that whole fight. I was like, I can't use it. Well, if you'd like more food, perhaps we could introduce you to Yvonne. She's a very good cook.
Oh yes. I would love to see more of what the valley has to offer. This is quite lovely and not at all what I heard.
I hike my thumb at Filnyr. This one's said to be a very good cook, although I believe it's been a while since he practiced it.
Well, and he also has a few more important things to attend to, I would say.
Does
Unless
he?
cooking a nice meal would make you feel better, Filny.
It always does put me at ease to sit down after preparing food for everyone. But I don't know how smart it is to do that now. I would worry that Florn may seek to take advantage of our state, our weariness after the battle with Helsputh.
You do look quite diminished from what I saw of you in Hark City, but
Everyone also says he makes the best cream puffs in the valley, but I've never seen any evidence of it.
I'm gonna send somebody to ask Yvonne to cook a meal for Cutchin. I don't want him out of my sight, but
Okay.
I'm beginning to believe he can't cook at all.
all right. You're gonna just you've got a couple of people
Sorry,
who are,
Schnobik's really hungry.
Yeah,
and
right.
he doesn't want to admit it.
yeah, he hasn't. Schnobik hasn't been eating real meals.
No.
He's like just realizing he's got to eat like a human again.
Ionus is going to pick up on that. He's going to be like, actually, a dinner for four, please.
So you send.
Isn't it morning?
Oh,
I mean, is it still
Yes.
middle of the night?
Yeah,
No,
it's
it's
morning.
I
Yeah.
guess.
So
Breakfast.
I hear humans do a thing called brunch.
So you're going to send Corellius, who is essentially, whenever you're in town, your sort of main servant who goes and does these things, and he says, "Well, I will go handle it, sir. They are quite busy in the tavern with all of the dead and injured, but I'm sure Yvonne will make an exception to cook for you four, for sure."
Corellius, if she is taken care of, wounded, but the kitchen is free, do let her know that I can take over the cooking duties or lend myself to the healing efforts as needed.
I will do it. I'll meet you back in the library then. Yes.
Yes, meet us here.
Okay.
And don't take any of our food.
Schnobik, are your hands shaking?
I just I'm worried those two may be co-railing us.
God, it's
Never
begun.
mind. Cut that one out.
No, that's got to stay in.
That one wasn't worth it.
So
To the
you're
button.
gonna look. You're gonna look around the library. Yeah, you're looking. Tell me what kinds of things you're looking for.
I'm going to do an investigation check for fake walls, teleportation circles, ways to attack us secretly.
Okay.
How can I help you search, Ionus?
Well, yes, this is what I'm looking for specifically. If you can maybe watch me and point out if you see any kind of false wall, or if you see anything that might lead to a teleportation circle, or any way that this boy could sneak up on us. So advantage.
Yeah, and then I'll get to Schnobik in 1 second. Then.
Okay, here we go. Rolling with advantage. Investigation check. Ooh! That's a natural 20, baby. That's
okay.
a 31. Woo!
Even without running detect magic, you kind of immediately notice 3 bookshelves in different parts of the room that have shelves that have books, and some that are clearly illusions of books. And each one of them has a little handle that you can reach in and pull to open this like a door that leads behind the shelf. So you have three shelves that lead that do that. One of them leads to the tunnel that goes to the windmill.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So you've never actually seen this room without that door just swung wide open,
right?
But before, and so that's sort of how you could tell the other two, because they looked very similar. Just the books on them were the same.
Okay.
And so another one opens up, and it is Florn's bedroom.
Okay.
It's well apportioned. It is a bed that is. The room is too big for the building. Like, there's a lot of like weird conjuration magics that he has used to expand out in this room. So it's sort of what Waverly had done with his tower in Fortapas.
Pretty sweet. Okay.
And then the other one, it doesn't actually open a door. Like, you pull it and you can hear it clicking somewhere else in the room. Schnobik, you are standing on top of a carpet, a rug, that you hear a click, 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 click on as Ionus is like pulling something in this bookshelf.
I dive off of it.
Okay.
Would you
I
like
hear
me
it
to
clicking.
make an acrobatics check?
Yeah. Give me an acrobatics check.
Not playing around any longer.
Schnobik, I didn't know you got so easily spooked.
It's a DC 30.
That's a 32.
Holy shit.
So the clicking begins, and you kind of feel a click, and then the rug begins to sink, and you dive off this thing, and the rug totally reshapes itself into the shape of stairs, and you realize there was a hole there, and the rug itself had some kind of charm on it, which was causing it to be completely rigid and flat. And then the pulling of this handle changed the nature of that rug into stairs that go down underneath the library.
Oh, I stand up nonchalantly. You see, there was a hole here under the rug, and it was enchanted to be rigid. And then when you pulled that, the clicking noise was the nature of the spell changing.
No, is that what happened?
The rug has become stairs leading under the library. I surmised all of that myself in an instant.
Yes, that require you dancing around like a maniac.
I thought it was quite graceful myself.
I'm going to send Saber down.
Okay.
What do my dark vision eyes see?
So
Do you have
there,
dark vision eyes?
Mhm.
there is light emanating from down below. It is more what your nose picks up, though. So give me, Schnobik, you're the closest to this. You're going to smell this first. Give me a perception check. And this is a smell perception check.
I shall warn you, my nose picks quite a lot. It was a perception.
Yeah.
26.
Two things. You smell urine. Well, you smell a lot of things. There's two competing smells coming from downstairs. There's a smell of sort of urine and feces and sweat.
Are you telling me there's a feces down there?
There's at least one feces down there. And then the other smell is rotting flesh.
Yes, send your mongoose down there. I doubt he will find anything good.
Gods. All right, I send Saber down.
All right. So you're in his senses, I take it?
I am.
So the rotting flesh smell is first. And he approaches a wooden shelf that is made of 2x12s, so fairly deep, 12 inches deep on these things, and the shelves are very sturdy. And it's hard to tell exactly what these things are, but there are 13 cubes that are sort of fleshy mess. And before I go into too deep a description of them, give me from his perspective, give me a perception and a history check.
From me or from Saber?
From Saber. Yes.
Okay, so Saber has advantage on wisdom.
Perfect.
So it's 15. 2 15s.
Okay. So this first check is sort of these cubes are unnatural. They are being held together by magic. He can tell that. And they have human body parts that are sort of mashed together, almost like an incredible amount of force crushed a person and crushed them exactly into a cube that is about 12 by 12. So like each cube has different pieces of human showing on the very edge, but like it's flattened. So like there's the shape of a nose that's flattened on one, the shape of an ear, the eye socket's another one. You see a hand that is out, and it's
we're all grimacing, and Tom is just keeps going.
Listen, we're getting close to the end, and it's been so long since we had a good old fashioned Tom Blaylock gross out.
Well, what I want to impress upon you is that even through the eyes of Saber, this is some really disgusting stuff, and it's very, very odd. You've not seen anything like this before. Give me a history check.
Okay. And
where have I seen cubes of people before? Have I ever read about this anywhere?
That's a 30.
Okay.
Jesus.
So Let me see what the name is. Sorry. So you recognize one of in one of the cubes, like the outside of the face of the cube that's showing has clearly a part of a face that has been pressed up into this shape, and you recognize it to be one of the guards, one of the halfling guards from Lakeshire.
Wow, he needed a 30 for that.
Yeah.
Damn.
And like Saber is now looking around even without you controlling him directly, and this place is causing him a great deal of fear. Like this place is screwing him up. Going deeper into it is the smell of urine and feces and other smells too that he doesn't recognize.
I'm gonna send him deeper.
All right. So this room opens up into a much larger space, and there is a wooden dummy in the very middle of the room that has been burned and frozen and broken apart and rebuilt. It looks like something that you have seen hedge witches use for target practice of some of their spells. It's nothing you've ever done because you have always had real enemies. Like as long as you've had offensive spells that you could actually do, but this is clearly target practice and like a place where he can practice his magic sort of safely and out of the view. And then at the very end of the room, there is a cage, and the cage is a kind of metal that is very, very rare. You recognize it almost immediately as being entirely made of ladybone.
Wow.
And there is a large creature chained up in ladybone chains inside this cage, slumped over, and sort of the smell is coming from this creature.
And the creature looks humanoid.
But much larger than a human.
Okay.
Like, if you had to guess, I mean, Saber, it's through Saber's perspective, it's bigger than you, according to Saber. But as you look at it, you see some horns sticking out. You see this is a big, muscly creature. 2 legs, 2 arms, but he's sort of slumped down.
Slumped down. Is it a smell of death coming from the creature?
It's not a smell of death. It's a smell of life. It smells like the Paris subway.
I'm saying this is the creature that made the feces.
This is the creature that's made the feces. Yes.
I'm going to pull out of Saber's senses, and I'm going to bamf him back to us, and I'm just going to say,
Gods, you have no idea what's down there.
Yes, tell us.
There appears to be humans that have been crushed into the shape of cubes. I recognize one of the halfling gods from Lakeshire that I've run across before. And there does appear to be a monster of some kind down there that's causing this putrid smell.
A monster.
It has horns. It's larger than us. It's in a cage made of ladybone.
Well, can we leave it there?
It appears to be stuck. I don't know if we want to investigate further.
We could pretend we never found this carpet.
Well, if we're going to stay here, I'm not particularly excited about having something living beneath our feet.
Very well. I'm going to use my second wind. Oh, Filnyr, would you care to lead the way?
If you insist.
Hold on. Second wind's what? 1d8 plus my con?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Is it con or your level? Your fighter level?
I mean, my con. Oh, yeah. No, you might be right. It might be my fighter level. I've never had to use it. Second wind. D10 plus my fighter level,
Yeah.
which is 15. Okay. D10. 4. So 19 hit points back. Just saying.
Ionus is going to cast Mirror Image.
How long does that last?
A minute.
Maybe wait until we are past
It may have been hasty.
the man cubes.
Well, what if the man cubes grab me?
Fair point.
I can cast it again. Let's just go.
What if the man cubes grab me?
All right,
I
Filner's going
would
to
be
lead.
worried about that too, to be honest.
Filner's going to lead the way down slowly.
Okay. All right. So give me a stealth and perception checks for all three of you. I'm assuming you're going to be going down carefully.
Do,
Carefully. I don't know if we're
do you
worried
have a
about
light
quiet.
for my brother?
Are there torches or anything on the wall that are lit or not lit? You said it was lit.
It's lit. It's everything here is dim light.
Okay.
Coming from the bricks, like they are enchanted bricks.
They sort of glow on their own. Okay.
Yeah.
24 stealth, 16 perception.
19 stealth for Ionus.
Okay.
And I think
And
I have
19 perception. Hell yes.
I think I have disadvantage on stealth because of my. Or wait, no. What am
No,
I
you
wearing?
do not.
I do
right?
not. You're right. I've got a breastplate. You're right. It's not.
Okay.
18 stealth. 21 perception for Filnyr.
All right. So you're coming down these steps, and all three of you
Are sneaky as shit.
are sneaky as shit and can hear the beast breathing down. Now you haven't seen him yet, but he's breathing. And
What does the breathing sound like? Okay.
and you get into the room, into the practice arena, for lack of a better word, down here. And you can see now where there are general shapes of people left on the walls. And it doesn't take a lot of insight to see that, like, they were blown against the wall by magic, and then 2 or 3 of these spots are clearly where they were crushed. So the floor itself has, a deeper red, coagulated area in the shape of a 12 by 12 square in a couple of these places that he didn't bother cleaning up afterwards. But then there's places in this room that are totally clean. And you see that this creature is so much bigger than you thought. Like, he is crushed into this cage, but the cage is probably 20 feet wide and 20 feet deep and 20 feet high, and he is actually slumped in it. But if he stood up, he could definitely touch with his hand the top of this cage.
Is it Grumpsh?
It is Grumpsh.
Oh, shit.
I assume we would recognize him from the fight in the hall.
Humans.
So the boy has finally caught you, has he?
He would not let me enter the stone. He said he
Yes.
had need of it
Why would you want to be in the stone?
to escape this agony. The boy has mastered a magic I've never seen before or felt in any plane that I've been on.
So you would return to the stone for millennia.
I am done with this prison. It is not for me. I would choose the other prison, the one where I was free to rip apart men as I saw fit. It's less complicated.
Indeed.
Let's say we got a hold of this stone, took it from Florn. Can you just go in at any time, or do we have to do something to get you in?
The guard inside has to agree to leave. I don't know if he will, but I could at least inquire.
You ask.
Well, when I escaped, he was not too happy.
And you...
Swore he would get me back in. Proximity is all that is necessary, and it will light up. Alarm is not the right word, half-elf. But a thing happens in the core of the rock when I am near it. It is a light with power.
How close need you be?
100 yards at the least, and it will suck me in if the god in there will let it. And I thought that's what would happen. And Florn kept me out.
How did he cage you so quickly? I feel as though we only just encountered you. What, a day ago? 2 days ago?
He took me in to the Godstone, but not of my power, but of his. We fought there for many days, and he crushed me, and he let me reconstitute into this shape, and he crushed me again and again, and then I have only just woken up in this cage which I cannot break out of. This infernal magic from this realm, it deadens all of my abilities.
How does he crush you? You are much larger than he is.
I don't know the word of the magic that he uses, but it creates a cage of force. And then he does something and he shrinks it and all that is inside of it. I've seen a wizard create such a cage, but I've never seen one manipulate it the way he does.
Grooms, why were you in this stone to begin with?
'Cause I'm a motherfucker.
Who put you there?
Her name was Ehi. She was clearing space.
Clearing space for this realm? You were just here and she got rid of you?
She was killing gods. Or taking them off the board.
Are there many stones like this? With gods in them?
She said there were many stones and that I was not the first to be captured so. And she said that she had discovered this place and that it was tenuous. And that's what I deserved.
Did you sense that the boy had aid? Or was Grumsh bested by a child?
I just know that the power that sucks me in, I did not feel it until it was too late.
That took you into the Godstone?
Yes. I can feel it when it is near and getting nearer, and I can run, get away. It sucks to me. But it was like it wasn't sucking until he flipped a switch, which he could do with his mind.
Indeed. Sounds like it sucked indeed. I'm gonna turn to Ionus and Filnyr. You know the boy better than I do, but regardless of his prodigious talents, besting a god should be beyond any teenager from a backwater village.
I agree.
Even if he could muster the magics and the tactics, the knowledge, it seems as though he must have had help, influence, something.
Well, he has the stone.
It must be Ei. She is unhappy with what is happening here. I can taste it and feel it.
And why not put you back in the stone?
I don't know.
Perhaps the one inside did not wish to leave.
Perhaps that is true. Perhaps he has made it not a prison anymore. Maybe it is a refuge for him. Now that I see what this place has come to, I could see it as a refuge as well, and maybe he doesn't even want to let me in. Tempest.
I speak to you plainly, brother, Filnyr. This theology is beyond me. I only know that that boy will find us again at our weakest and try to kill us. Now, that may be after we have taken care of Havis Corvair, in which case it is no concern of mine. But he may jeopardize our task.
Havis Corvair. He has a castle in a mace.
Yes, what can you tell us about it?
It is impenetrable and protected by dragons.
Hmm.
He has an army waiting to sweep across this land, purging it, cleaning it of the refuse left from years of Ehi dominating the one she calls the Creator.
Dominating the Creator.
She believes that this realm was made by a mortal, and that the mortal will destroy it all. And she does not want that, and so she wants to take away all the things that anger the Creator. I thought I was doing her work, to be honest with you.
I look over at Filnyr. I may have inadvertently put myself on her hit list.
Yes, mind your tongue. Filnyr kind of grins over a little bit.
Yes, best not anger the Creator. But Havis Corvair seeks to wipe the world clean. I can't imagine that even Ehi would think that is what the Creator wishes.
Ehi is a strange force that even I cannot comprehend. Her magics are from a strange land. Her logics are strange. I thought for sure that she had made this realm. But Havis says no. Havis says anyone can claim it and be the Creator, and that's what he seeks to do.
I'll look at Ionus. Perhaps this world has been reset several times, for all we know. And at least with this last one, it is because of me. I don't think we should see it reset again.
No, I should agree.
Wait. Havis believes he will become the Creator. Perhaps we should speak of this away from this beast. I think all of a sudden.
Indeed.
Grumsh, how far away can you listen? Speak true.
I can hardly hear your voices where you stand now through this infernal ladybone. Just 10 feet more away from me, and I will be all but completely oblivious to anything you would say.
Insight check. That's a 19.
All right, wait, let me...
Let me roll a countervailing check for some reason.
Okay. All right. He's totally full of shit. 10 feet is not nearly enough.
Gentlemen, we shall start the party line. Grumsh, we will do what we can to get you out
Would
of
you
here.
bring me a sheep? Would you bring me a sheep, please? Just a
How
sheep or a
about,
lamb?
Cube Man?
Yes, there's plenty of food all around here.
I'll take it. He was feeding that to me as well.
Filnyr will bring it to you.
Going on the wrong list, Schnobik.
Damn it! I will bring it to you. Never mind. What care I for your hunger?
Oh, please. Find it in your heart to help a humbled god. I used to be the god for humans, you know that. I was the humans' god. You are now a human. Bring me a cube, man.
You are a human. Bring me a cube. It sounds like Devo lyrics or something. Do we have our party line going now?
Not yet. It's going to take 10 minutes. I'm just going to say, you may have been the human god once, but you were never my god. The last time I saw you, you tried to kill me. I will get you back in the stone. That is the best I can offer you. Good day. And I turn around and start walking back.
Oh, humans are dicks.
That should not be a surprise to you.
No. He's still grumbling as you guys walk out of this room and back up into the library.
So as I'm walking back, I begin casting Rary's telepathic bond.
Okay.
Ritually. And I'll take the 10 minutes and cast it on the three of us.
Filnyr's going to try to find the switch and see if we can close the stairs. Get rid of that god-awful smell.
Yeah, as soon as you pull that lever and the rug like straightens back out, covering up the hole, the smell is gone. You can no longer hear anything like underneath the rug. It's as though it's hard ground underneath it.
Okay, much better. Now, Grumsh got himself captured within 48 hours of us nearly dying at his rage.
And Florn Gershon has been secretly cubing people
Yeah, some sort
underneath his library.
Some sort of force compactor. I've never heard of such a thing.
Nor I. He is far beyond what he should be.
Is our telepathic bond going?
Yeah, we're talking
Yeah.
Okay.
in our brains.
I believe when Havis says he will become the creator, I believe we know he will become a creator. Not necessarily of this world, but of our own worlds. Yes?
That's what it sounds like to me. I believe we know more than he does at this point.
But does that mean we also know more than Ehi does?
What are you suggesting?
I'm
That
not
we
sure yet, but
speak to Ehi about this.
this is the first time I'm aware of that we have known something that these powers do not. We are ahead rather than playing catch up. Is there a way for us to use this knowledge to our advantage? I believe it is of the utmost importance that we find a way to acquire the information that Grumsh has. Clearly, he has knowledge of Havis's castle, the disposition of his forces, any weaknesses, routines. And I believe, I do not know. But if he believes we think we can speak secretly in front of him, we have the opportunity to give him information that he will have a better chance of believing because he thinks he gained it secretly.
So you're proposing we have so we go back downstairs and have a conversation just a little further from him.
Yes. But what would we want him to believe that would make him want us to succeed in killing Havis?
Doesn't seem like he cares about Havis anymore.
I don't say this about myself often. I may be overthinking this.
It seems to me we grab the stone and we tell him we'll let him in if he tells us what he knows.
Yes, but it also seems as though we may not be the ones to decide that.
So then we must go in.
To the stone.
Find out what's happening.
Let me
Convince a
ask
god
you,
to relinquish his position. Something must have changed.
But didn't Helsputh not tune the godstone?
She did not.
So if we go in,
They said Abel's been in there for thousands of years. For us, it's been, what, a month?
right.
We'll go in
So
for
the
2
moment-
seconds.
The moment we step foot in the godstone, our time here is done.
effectively paused.
It's paused. It moves much faster than it does here.
A year there will be a second here.
I see, yes. Sorry, I was
Yes, no, we
stretching
actually
it the wrong direction.
we actually had this discussion at an earlier time in which you were not present and worked out this same mathematical difficulty. See bonus episode to episode 97. After
have to-
what you have seen in that cellar, do either of you have qualms about killing the boy?
Boy was always a little odd. Not that that's grounds for anything. But this is... He has taken it
He
to
was always so quiet. No, he was never quiet.
No, he has taken it to a level that's... I don't understand.
I would have thought we could talk him down. But now, after seeing what we just saw, and seeing the level of power that he's achieved, he captured Grumsh single-handedly. He's taking a force cage and shrinking it until people are jelly boxes.
Is it possible he was practicing on corpses?
The marks on the wall, they were...
I mean, that would, I would assume in your eyes, make it somewhat better. Some of my best friends have been corpses, so...
Yes, it would be more palatable if they were deceased before he crushed them.
Speaking of palatable, I would like to eat before we go down there.
You would like to eat.
Yes, before that, the stench of that cellar puts me off entirely.
I can't eat after that.
Tom,
I could eat.
after being in Saber's senses, would I, using Saber's knowledge, would I know that those bodies were fresh when they were squished?
Probably from seeing the vitriol on the ground and the wall.
Mhm.
At least one, if not two, were definitely
Fresh squeezed.
fresh squeezed, recently alive, if they were not
Mhm.
already alive. Now, some of those cubes are old enough and, dry enough now that they could have been easily corpses when he did it. But
Grumsh, do you prefer no pulp or extra pulp?
Was I in the library when you guys were reading those rods that talked about the death magic, the expiration magic?
No, you were making speeches
No.
outside.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And you wouldn't have caught Filnyr up on that?
I mean, we're in the library. We would have showed you what we
Filnyr.
Probably.
It seems appropriate now for me to tell you we did discover some illithid writings that discussed forbidden magics. I was able to read them. Ionus was not.
Ionus is a little shaken and is going to
Schnobik is a little stirred.
Yeah.
is going to let them keep talking, but he's going to go into his antechamber.
Knock, knock. Chicken. We have chicken and bread and some peppers. Gentlemen, here. Shall I get you a bowl, or would you like to just eat with your hands?
Is this in the library? Or
This is Corellius. Yes, he is.
Okay, I thought this was in John's antechamber.
That's what I
for a
thought too
second.
for a
No.
second. I was
And I
like,
was
wait, why is
freaking out.
John's
No.
antechambers?
They've got
It's
chicken
giving Schnobik
farmers
stuff.
Yeah.
already, and Ionis's antechamber.
No,
I
this
thought it
is
was Schnobik's
Corellius.
antechamber, but Ionus was thinking about it, and then he wants food, and then there's a dude making food.
Yeah. And
Oh,
those chickens
Corellius.
have to have been farmed by somebody. He's got a long line of chicken farmers that he comes from. So,
Ionis will come back out and grab some food and put in a bowl and go back in the antechamber.
okay. All right. Let's do the antechamber then, John.
I just look at Filnyr. What's up with him?
Yes, maybe he's trying to work out the same thing that's on my mind, but expiration magic and crushed bodies. And he has become so powerful. Perhaps he has tapped into one of these sources. He's working it out. He has always been that kind of child, always trying to find a way to do these things. Anyway, perhaps I'm wrong, but it seems like an odd connection.
All right,
So-
John.
So I go in and I say, Rynell, over here.
Oh, hello, sir. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you as well. I apologize for my disappearance. I had to go and talk to your superiors. I was rather surprised that you were given access to this level, but they've caught me up. You are now my official banker, and you will be my keeper of coin.
Oh my goodness. For some reason, I thought I was already both of those things for you.
Well, you thought right. You were thinking that you were getting that promotion, and they have given it to you.
Oh, a promotion.
You did quite well in standing in for my previous keeper of coin, and so they just decided to let you keep the position.
Suddenly,
Right.
3 levels of superiors appear.
That's right. That
We're
was
fleshing out the org chart.
What was I worked for him. He was my mentor. What was his name? What was his name?
Don't worry about that right now. Just know that you work for Lord Ionus Silhavind, and I will take great care of you.
Tip of the tongue.
But if you don't mind, I would like for you to collect a little bit of cash for me right now. I'm going to be working over here in the corner. If you could fetch me 10,000 GP, please.
It's going to be hard for you to carry, but I will stack it for you.
I just need it over here.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will begin.
Thank you.
And he can sense that you don't want to have a conversation with him anymore. So he begins to take small piles, and each pile is 1,000. It's not small; it's a big pile of gold. Will you take bullion or only the coins?
Just coins, please.
Ugh. Okay. So,
I'm going to take off my ring that Griggly
Okay.
gave us.
Okay.
And I'm going to think real hard about my ring. And I'm going to think real hard about the fact that Helsputh's effects on it are no longer there.
Interesting. I need you to give me a D20.
Okay.
The DC is 15 on an unadjusted D20.
And just a D20. All right. Come on. That's a 2.
Okay. So there's a knock at the vault door. And and Kryn Goldwinder comes in and says, "Sir, I heard that you wanted to make a few adjustments to some of your magical items, and I am here to help. Which is it?"
Fuck. Yes.
is it-
Here it is.
Very good. Oh yes, this is complicated magic. Who was it who had enchanted this for the first time? Do you know?
The first time was Griggly, and the second time was a woman named Helsputh. I would like for her enchantment to be taken away, please.
And there, I see 3 enchantments on this. Would you let me take them all off?
No.
Just the one from the. Oh yes, I
Just the most recent, please.
I feel it here. He takes out a wand and waves it, touches the ring, and it changes color. It's now white. White.
Does it look like it did when Griggly gave it to me?
It's very similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to take this ring, and I am going to take my food, and I'm going to go into it for 32 seconds.
Okay.
32 hours in the ring, 32 seconds in my antechamber.
Okay.
That way, that should take care of the long rest per day. Because I'll stay in there for 24 hours and then another 8.
Well, just to be clear, it is not going to work exactly like this. This thing has been now. You all you wanted was to take the enchantments that she put on there. Now, you don't know this, but she put a number of location enchantments on this ring when she tuned it.
Okay.
Give me another D20 roll.
Well, she dead though.
Oh, she's dead. Yeah.
Fuck with this thing, it's a 2.
Kryn says, if you really want a tuner, the very best tuner in all of my mind. This is going to sound very strange. I don't remember where we are living. What city is this?
This is Ionia.
Ionia, right. The very best tuner, and then a woman walks in, and she says, "Oh, hello, I heard you wanted a tuner."
It's not a tuna.
God damn it. Yes, please.
Oh,
I would like for this ring to pass every second here is an hour within the ring.
You are a plane jumper, though.
Indeed.
I hate to tell you this, but whatever I do to this ring will only be good to this ring here in Ionia.
That's great. Thank you.
Okay, I will do it. By the way, it's very lovely to meet you, sir. My name is...
Too soon to ask what other names he calls himself?
I'm
He's waiting for someone else to finish the sentence.
I'm waiting on his creator.
Oh, God damn it. This is the woman?
Yeah, this is the woman.
Sharela.
I don't know.
Sharela, it's so good to see you again.
I'm always embarrassed when anyone says my name. It's such a terrible name. But yes, that's the name my mother gave me. Sharela.
My mother. What was her name?
She's still alive. She lives in the beast the beast quarter of Ionia.
The beast quarter. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Well, not important. Not important. Can you do it or not?
Yes, it will take some time, but I can do it.
How long is some time?
One day.
How long for 10,000 gold?
One day, but it will definitely work.
All right. I'm going to pull out my spell book. And I'm still trying to figure out how all this works. I'm going to imagine that the disintegrate spell is in my spell book.
Okay. And that you know it.
And that I know it.
Yeah. All right. I mean, some of the gold does disappear from the pile.
Sure. Sure.
But yes.
That's why it's there.
Yes. It's happening for you.
Okay. Can I imagine more spells?
I mean, you can. Do you really need more spells?
John just got his phone out with his notes app open.
John, he's like, I want a spell to do this weird thing.
I imagine that my spell book now has disintegrate, fire shield, haste, fly, true seeing, flame arrows, sunbeam, and intellect fortress.
You know what? Granted, it doesn't. Like, you know what?
You can't
still have the
prepare
same.
them all anyway.
You
right?
have the same preparation rules. See, you're basically now a cleric. It's fine.
Well, so here's my. Well, you'll find out my plan. You'll find this. I'm playing a very long game here.
I thought your plan was just to get all the spells you could from
that
episode 1.
That is not my plan. I wrote down a few episodes ago. I wrote down the spell Glyph of Warding.
Yes.
And these spells are all concentration spells that can now be made into glyphs. And if they're a glyph, I don't have to concentrate on them.
But you can't move them.
Nope, can't move them, but it doesn't matter because they're self spells. So I make them in here. I put them on myself. I come out.
Okay. I'm sure this is destroying the game. I'm sure it's destroying the game.
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna see how this plays out. I'm gonna have to look up.
Wait, can you write a glyph on yourself? I thought it had to be like on
a book.
You write it on a sheet of paper or something, but the minute you rip it, the spell, if it's a self spell, then that self spell comes on you.
I think that's gross, but I think that's your goal. You can get that for a lot cheaper than this.
Probably just for like 2 gold pieces in the beast quarter.
I mean, you go to the beast quarter, you got everything there. So the glyph of warding. Look, this is going to get real boring here in a second here, but I thought no matter what, if it's moved in any kind of way, it goes off.
Moved 10 feet away.
So, like, if you put it on your body and you move 10 feet, it goes off.
It breaks if you move it 10 feet from its original position. If I leave it where it is, and then I break the glyph where it is, then the spell that it was intended for happens. If it's a spell glyph.
Okay.
Here's the thing, John. Oh, you may have already figured this out. If you leave them in your antechamber, they do not move.
That's exactly.
Yeah. And the antechamber follows you.
Follow me wherever I go. And
so you walk in
and I
set
can
off
also,
these things.
I can walk in, set them off, and I have them. And I can make a demiplane, write more of them, and then walk my 2 friends into the demiplane.
John.
Yes.
The spells you want to cast onto a glyph of warding are self spells?
Yeah.
Then you cannot cast them into a glyph.
Why not?
Because the glyph is not you.
No, the glyph says specifically on a spell glyph, it has to be self spells.
It targets the creature that triggered the glyph. It's a spell.
The spell must target a single creature or an area. The spell being stored has no immediate effect when cast in this way. When the glyph is triggered, the stored spell is cast. If the spell has a target, it targets the creature that triggered the glyph. And the target would be self.
So you trigger the glyph.
Yeah, or let's say Filnyr hits it. Filnyr triggers the glyph, and then it's Filnyr's self.
I see. Okay. I see what you're doing. It's going to take a long time
Indeed.
because
Why,
it's
that's, why
like
that's why I'm
32
getting my
hours.
ring. That's why I'm getting my ring made.
Okay. All right. Perfect. This is a long game. This is a real long game.
Real
but
long
I love
game.
it. And it
But-
lasts forever?
No, it lasts for the duration of the.
No, the
Until you
glyph.
move
How
10
long does the
feet.
glyph survive?
Oh, the glyph lasts unless I break it or I move it 10 feet away from where
I got it.
where I read
I
it.
got it. So this is like your power-up room. You're making a power-up room.
I am indeed.
Okay. All right.
But the main thing was I got nervous about disintegrate. I wanted to get that in my spell book, and then I've already been working on this glyph of warding deal in my brain.
Okay.
When a concentration spell is triggered by the glyph, do you have to concentrate on it?
You do
It
not.
lasts until the end of its full duration, it says.
Wow.
It's time to wizard this shit.
All right. All right. So we know what John is doing while the two of you go take on Havis Corvair. John
Cut-
is creating.
Cut back to Filnyr and Schnobik,
And
in
Schnobik,
the
yeah.
library. I'd say this is a passable soup. Do you think you could have done better? You're making a face as though you think you could.
Given more time, more ingredients.
Is the smell of urine and feces still in your nose? Is that why it wrinkles so?
Yes, a touch.
I wonder what Ionus is doing.
Do you not think there's any credence to this idea of Florn practicing his death magic?
Something was doing something awful down there. Grumpsh says it was the boy. The passage is in his library. Now that I say it out loud, it seems a bit scant for evidence. The word of a god known to be a liar.
Yes.
But, I mean, he did try to kill Ionus. Not that I would, under normal circumstances, hold that against him.
We've all had our moments of wanting that, but listen. Clearly we have the opportunity to get Florn and Grumpsh into the same place. But that is, I don't know if he can get out of that cage.
I do not know that there is anything to be gained in treating with Grumpsh. I believe our choices now are kill the boy or not. Get what information we can from Grumpsh, although I think that is a dubious proposition the more I consider. But neither of them are seeking to destroy this world. And neither are capable of it, at least in their current state. Our mission must remain Havis Corvair, and the boy is important insofar as he helps or hinders that.
He is a hindrance, to be sure. And he has a vendetta with us.
You hear a scratching on the door. Filnyr.
Does it sound like Saber?
No,
Does it sound like something I recognize?
a little bit.
It's too
Wait,
big, too big
what's
and
it
too high
sound
to be
like?
pawing. So,
What's it sound like again?
It's really recognizable to Schnobik. It is the sound of a bat scratching and flying around at the door.
I'll open the door.
And the
Don't
bat,
Say
let
hello.
bats in here.
Say hello to Nimrod.
yes, the bat immediately spins into Nimrod talking. Says, "Oh, very good, half-elf. I am
Nope.
so happy to see you."
Didn't Nimrod Tolkien famously have a bat named Kunkel?
Yes, Kunkel flies with me. When I fly, he is up there keeping lookout.
Yes, a lookout
Yeah.
is in order, given everything that has happened. Have you heard what's happened, Nimrod?
Yes, we have been on a run of killing wizards.
I heard you really put it to those hawk bastards. And I heard that you are now enemy number 1 of Helsputh the Pyromancer and her sweet boy, Griggly.
And Griggly. We could
That
have used
makes us allies by default.
Really?
Yes.
I think it makes us allies by our fault.
I have come to offer you my services and to tell you, if you want me to dominate Waverly Cloudsack and get him on our side as well, I can do that.
Such confidence.
Well, he still wears a ring which I provided him years ago that provides him quite a bit of power, he thinks, but also makes him very weak to my enchantments.
I see.
I offer this to you today or whenever you want to call on me for anything.
That is kind of you, Nimrod. What would you seek in return?
I would like a seat at the table.
In the room where it happens.
I want Hawk City. I would love to be the court wizard, or maybe even more. Up to you. Where is your king?
Have you heard the pyromancer is slain?
Impossible.
Do you hear that, Schnobik? Impossible.
Perhaps he should smell my sword.
Jesus Christ.
We didn't clean up the dragon outside, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's
it's
true.
a worthless lookout bat.
Yeah, did the town not seem as though a mighty battle had taken place?
I did see that the dead dragon outside.
And the slain villagers?
There are no slain villagers out there. They have been, it seems, cleaned up, taken care of.
And the corpse of an old woman? Perhaps we should have seen to that.
There's still a great fog cloud over the outside.
No.
No,
That's been done.
no.
I just appeared right where you were by concentrating on your signature that you create throughout this realm, half-elf. I have not seen anything in this town. I appeared outside this door. There seems to be some kind of anti-magic protections on this building, but I was able to get very close.
Nimrod Tolkien, you have lived in this valley for centuries?
I have indeed.
Millennia, possibly?
Possibly.
Who do you believe rules this realm?
A little this, a little that. To me, this realm is all
A little
full
this,
of chaos.
a little bat? Yeah. Full of chaos, you say?
It's full of chaos in the most wonderful way. You never know what you're going to get next.
Like a box of cream puffs.
Just like a box of cream puffs from my very favorite place, the Bearded Papa. That's a place in Alm.
Who is Griggly?
Why, you've met him many times.
Yes, but who is he to you?
He is a watcher. He is one who very seldom takes part in any of the hijinks or politics of this place. And it's a good that he does have a light hand.
And yet you would consider him your enemy.
Well, you say that you have just slain his one true love. I would say that makes you an enemy as well. Perhaps he just will not come back. He will just return to Waterdeep or wherever he came from.
And what of Havis?
Well, he's a rapscallion. We should take care of him, of course. Someone will need to be in charge of Hawk City afterwards. Protect it. Protect the mace.
Have you seen this world wiped clean?
What a strange thing to ask a man. In what way? Through fire. I've seen many cities burn.
Have you ever seen anything like this? And I'm going to go ahead and hit the switch and open the carpet stairs.
Oh, dear
Yeah.
God!
Yes.
What is that?
It is
Yes,
quite
follow
unpleasant.
me. I require your expert knowledge of magics and history.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh dear. Who has done this? Is this Ionus has done this?
I was hoping you might be able to tell me. Have you seen anything like this before?
Never.
We
This
get
is-
into the practice room. Are you familiar with this fellow?
Wait. He looks nothing more than just a common fiend. But you look different, fiend. Yes, I am. You are no normal Goristro, are you? You are infused with divinity, aren't you? Pleased to meet you. Grumsh. A purveyor of chaos as well. I'm very charmed to meet you, but who has put you in this cage? They can tell you.
Would you believe a teenage boy still wet behind the ears?
Florn Gershon?
I would not believe it either. And that is why I've asked for your aid.
Well, he would have had to master illithid magic, I suppose.
Yes.
That's what this looks like. Did he sprout tentacles from his face?
Not that we have seen. But then those could be concealed by magic as well, I suppose.
I suppose they could be. Did you see him do this?
We did not. He did.
I saw it all. It was horrific even for me.
But he is a liar.
That's true. Yes, well, I have not seen this. But it does look like these were practice. Here, let me feel this one. Yes. This one is much heavier than the others. More recent. This one here must be 200 pounds. It's like lifting a 12 by 12 cube of iron. I bet this one was crushed with armor on. He is a scientist. That is what he is. He is like me with the beans that I was planting. You remember that half-elf?
Yes, though I perhaps missed your copious notes on which bean and how much water caused what
Well-
to erupt.
Well, that's what it is to be a curious sort. And he seems like he must be a curious sort.
He is. That much I am sure of.
Did the beast tell you what all he took from him? He clearly was here to interrogate him, or else he'd be dead as well.
An excellent question, Beast.
Oh, I didn't tell him anything he didn't already know. Just that Avis Corvair was going to try to kill everyone in this valley and the whole damn realm so he could get his own. He could become the master of this place.
Is that what you want, Grumsh? Do you
No,
think that would be a better world for you to inhabit?
I do not want that. You can't play tricks on people. You
And
can't.
yet, you were there in Hark City protecting his chosen vessel.
It's complicated.
Hmm. It always is with liars.
When you're close to power, you can steer it
Yes, which way would you have steered Havis Corvair?
right to my belly eventually. I would have eaten him up and swallowed him and made him look like a cube like that over there.
Wait. Did you do this?
No, that's not, no, that's not what food that I digest looks like.
Filnyr looks around, specifically at his bottom section, and perhaps he's right.
Does he?
His square butthole.
Are you going to inspect this thing's butthole?
No, I'm not going to inspect his butthole.
Why is that a sentence?
No, I'm not going to expect his butthole.
I'm just going to take his word for it. Does that seem like the right course of action, Tim?
I'm checking the detritus around
Uh-huh.
said parts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not even close to how I masticate and, eat things. It was done with the force cage magic I was telling you about earlier.
It's still strange. We've never seen a force cage do that.
Yes, indeed.
Listen, he could not sound more like he's lying, but I am just going to run an insight check just anyway, just to see what Schnobik thinks.
Okay.
That's an 11 insight.
All right, let me do a quick roll here. Yeah, I mean, look, it's hard to imagine a pooper making a perfect cube. Like, aside from everything else, it's really hard
But
to imagine
clearly,
that.
someone on this call has imagined it.
He's a god. He doesn't actually eat like a traditional person, potentially, right?
That's true.
We've never seen force cages that can shrink.
The
And trash
story of
compact.
him being in the Godstone, though, and being crushed over and over again.
Is that what he said he did to you?
Yes.
Interesting. And he did
That-
not die. This
that-
god.
Yes, that is how the boy mastered him. He crushed him. And when he regained his shape, he crushed him again until he had mastery over him.
But why didn't Abel allow him to stay in the prison of the Godstone? Beast, answer. I don't know. I even asked nicely. I was expelled along with the boy. Expelled, you'd say.
Wait, with the boy.
Expelled, you say. It has been many years since I've been there. Well, I say many years. It has been many years inside since I've been there. Gentlemen, I have something of a relationship with your former traveling partner.
Oh, you do you?
The last time I spoke to him, it was of the utmost importance for him to return Grumsh to the prison. But who knows? Things change over millennia. Come. And he pulls out his wand and he shoots the wall, and a giant circle appears. And you see just on the other side of the circle, as though the circle is floating right next to Florn. And Florn is walking in the forest, and the Godstone is floating just behind him. And he says, shall we go into the Godstone? We must be quick, and Florn will react when we are near. But here, chew this. And he begins to chew on
wait
coal.
for Ionus. We cannot go now.
Yes, we are missing one.
I
I've already chewed my coal.
Can't even figure out what's going on in that. Whoa, Nimrod, Tolkien.
Here he is. Here, chew on this
Why?
coal.
Why are the stairs open? Wait, let me come down here.
Chew on this coal.
What?
Everyone, chew on the coal. Chew,
Chew-
chew, chew, chew,
coal?
chew.
Why? What's happening?
Apparently, we are choosing to trust Nimrod Tolkien.
When you exit through this portal, immediately touch the Godstone and you will be sucked inside of it.
Is that Florn?
Do not talk to him. He has been expelled from the Godstone. Do not let the same thing happen to us. It is a wonderful place. Come with me now.
And he runs through the portal and he says,
You must hurry, hurry.
and he touches the Godstone and he disappears.
Filnyr's biting on coal, even though it probably tastes absolutely horrid. Says, "Are we going?"
I look back over my shoulder at Ionus. Last one in is a rotten egg. And I make a break for it.
I start after.
Come on, Filnyr, let's do it.
All right. I'll run after them.
He
All
could
right.
never beat me in a foot race without cheating.
You don't know what I'm doing.
And you all arrive at about the same time. And as soon as you touch the Godstone, you are sucked inside. And it is almost like you are traveling through the stone in the way that some clerics like are able to do when they enter stone, and you can become part of the stone and move, and it's very similar to what Abel was doing when he was transporting himself from one stone to the next. But you all arrive in a grove of trees, and there is a house that looks fairly old that you arrive right next to, and the ancient-looking gnome Nimrod Tolkien comes out and says,
I knew you would come. I've been waiting for you for years. Come. Things have changed since I was here last, and I needed your help. There's a city over there we must avoid. There's a mountain over there we must avoid. But if you look and squint your eyes that direction, you can see a tree popping out from the woods beyond. That is where the married couple, Abel Snowflower and Tempest, live. We must to them to find out what has happened.
Well, let us go.
Did you
Yes,
say married couple?
this is what the townspeople tell me. I have been too frightened to call on Abel alone without you.
Ionus, tell me that doesn't offend your sensibilities.
It's just he was so anti-Tempest when we were. Maybe that makes more sense than I.
They say the
when I give it more
opposite
thought.
of hate is indifference.
And also to marry a god.
It's an odd couple, isn't it?
This is my thinking as well.
I would be willing to bet that also one of them is neat and one is messy.
Tempest does like it tidy.
Yes, Abel less so. Perhaps
An
you're
odd
right,
couple
Schnobik.
Indeed.
Yes, I cannot believe.
I just got to take a second and look around. What are we doing here?
And what does it look like?
Why have we come? Nimrod Tolkien, where have you taken us?
I've taken you apparently to a world created entirely in the image of Abel Snowflower. It was not so last I was here. Come,
And
avoid the mushrooms. They are giant, and you might slip on them and go into a deep psychosis. It has happened to me multiple times.
Made
Do
in
not lick
Abel's
them.
image indeed. Yes.
Do not lick the mushrooms. Do not make tea out of them or cook anything with them.
So if we trip, we should keep our mouths closed.
Keep your mouths
On the
very
way down.
closed.
It's
Okay.
trees everywhere, but the ground is well raked. You are in the forest of the gods and
Mm.
making your way through a valley, avoiding people. There seem to be no people anywhere outside of the city, and you can see the city, and you're keeping it on your left the whole way you walk. And Nimrod looks back at Ionus and says,
Do not attempt transportive travel here. Not even a misty step, Schnobik.
What about an arcane charge?
I don't know what the implications are of that. It sounds like a freebie to me.
Just why not?
I believe the reason why the boy was expelled is because the contrails have been completely abolished here, and it sends a ripple throughout the realm when you do transportive magic.
How do we get out?
Well, it might be the last time we get to go out. It's why I had to sit here and wait for you once I figured things out a bit. It was close to 3 years waiting.
You went in mere seconds before us.
Well, now you know.
I'm so glad that we all touched the stone at exactly the same time.
That would have been quite the split the party moment.
yes. Yeah. And you make it through a valley, over a river. There's tea trees everywhere. And you find your way to a 45-foot high wall of stone and a door. And there's a knocker on the door shaped like a breast. and
You beat me to it.
I can see your face. and Nimrod reaches up and knocks on the door. And that's where we're going to end episode 98 of Every War Must End, the Dungeon Dads podcast, outside the secret garden of Abel and Tempest.
Who's that knocking?
We're gonna see Abel again.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. Is it rocking?
Is this garden a rockin'?
Oh, awesome.
Awesome. Well,
What a twist.
Right?
here we go. It's my last twist. It's my last twist, fellas. Twist of lemon for you.
So that's the forgotten Chubby Checker classic.
Yeah, that's right.
It's my last twist, fellas. Yeah, I wish you could have seen our. This is another one of those few times where a video podcast would have been preferable, because there's about 10 seconds there where we all just went, "Ugh." Imagine the face that is made when someone goes, "Ugh." We were all doing that.
Well, I mean, the next episode's going to be crazy because Sam is going to have a lot of work to do.
Okay,
I'll be
wait.
playing Tempest. Sam will be playing Abel and Schnobik.
Now, Tempest, I said I'd wash those loincloths when I wash them. Yeah.
I think that's it. I think that's it. I'm gonna watch The Odd Couple one more time before, and make sure I can get my own. You got Walter Matthau. I'll get Jack Lemmon down.
Hold on.
When I
let me
said
get my-
our last twist, I meant a last twist of Lemon, and what I meant by that was that Jack
See,
Lemon.
you're going to be playing Jack Lemon in the next episode.
Yeah, that's right.
You can tell it's starting to get late here.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
right. Well, fellas, it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
2 more episodes left. That's it. I called it.
God.
Maybe I would believe that if we were inside the Robert Hark right now.
Right.
But we're
Right.
totally in the wrong interdimensional rock.
Sam is so pissed off about it.
Oh my god.
Why are we here?
Yep. Yep. Because you challenged Ionus to a foot race.
That's right. That's right. Chew
I
this
just really wanted to beat him,
charcoal.
and somehow he tied me exactly.
You're not as fast as you once were. But I suppose we should talk about that more in the bonus.
In the
In the
bonus. Come on back next week, everybody. And thanks for sticking with us for this whole long adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toodaloo, everybody.
Toodaloo.
It says you're all good to go on my end.
Back it up, John.
Back it up. Back it up.
You a big fine wizard.
Back that cloak up.
There were some comments, Tim, in the bonus about, John choking a dragon with one hand and shoving things up its butt with the other hand.
That's true, though. That did happen.